Hey everybody, I'm TonyScapone and this is the Epic Gamble. Welcome to the casino here. We're going to jam a league. Playing around with the pumpkin, playing around with the monkey, playing around with the jewel. So, I'm sure you're probably thinking like, what the fuck, Tony? I thought we finally settled like on a stock 60. You said you were going to be coming out with a sideboard guide. And honestly, like, I have the sideboard. Hey, what's going on, Bern Zeitler? I have the sideboard finished. The sideboard guide finished. And if you want that, let me know. I can send you a link. I don't want to publish it yet because sideboard guide is without key. It's with Reckless Impulse. And I'm in that testing phase, right? Like, I'm not as sure about key as I am Grim Monolith. Like, Grim Monolith is a stock of. It's going to be. I know we've talked about possible replacements for budget concerns. If you don't have Grim Monoliths, you can run any number of Manamorphose and Jeskai's Will. You will be able to get by, but as far as optimizing goes, the 4X Grim is there. However, Moonsilver Key. And if you're new to this change, the general thing is ignore the monkey, right? That's one monkey in place of one of the Shatterskull. I've been toying around with, some combination of these two rather than 4 Shatterskull. I played a lot with 4 Simeon. Obviously, they both have pros and cons. I think Shatterskull is more flexible, not quite as fast. Spirit Guide's obviously a little faster, but there's just to give you one like common play pattern that Spirit Guide has an issue with, right? Like, you can go land drop Chrome Mox Grim Monolith, and the next turn, land drop Chrome Mox Grid, right? They counter it. You untap. If you have no other mana sources, initial mana sources, you can still tap to, you have 2 mana sources, right? It's a permanent mana source, right? You can jam another grid. So against blue decks, like, you're forced into these awkward positions where, like, you go Chrome Mox Spirit Guide Grid, and then they counter it, and now you only have 1 mana when you untap. So, whatever. Moving on from there. But if you're unfamiliar with the whole Moonsilver Key thing, which it really is the change, like I said, Spirit Guide is pretty... you can like set that change aside. I'm just toying with that. But Moonsilver Key, so basically 4 Reckless Impulse out, right? 2 Moonsilver Key in, a Coveted Jewel in, and a 4th Mox Opal in. You're probably thinking, what about the pumpkin? Well, this, again, you can think of as just a direct replacement for... I'm toying around with the idea of, again, removing Wish, the card Wish. So Jacko in place of Wish. So really, the big change here is the key, most of the key package and a 4th Opal, right? The 2 key, the jewel, and a 4th Opal in place of the Reckless Impulse. And then, of course, that changes our mana base a little bit. We take out the Fiery Islet, and we put in the additional... soul land here, because we can afford to do more soul lands because we have more colorless spells, more artifacts. We're not even necessarily going down a red source. What's up, pizza? Because we're adding the 4th Opal, and 4th Opal might just even be correct even on a list with Reckless Impulse. I don't know. I haven't toyed around with that too much. At some point, I'm sure I will. I will say my honest opinion thus far is leaning towards Moonsilver Key. As far as the exact particulars, I don't necessarily know, and it certainly shake things up in terms of sideboarding. So until I get all that figured out, I might hold off on the publishing of a sideboard guide, because I would like to, ideally, when you publish something, you want it to be at least somewhat final, or as close to as possible. So I think I'm going to wait to figure this whole situation out. What's up, Arkin? Hey, I know you said you wanted to jam a little Epic Gamble at some point. Do you want to jump into Discord? We could do it today if you wanted. But yeah, so generally speaking, like I tried Jewel, right? Like let's pretend this is Wish because that's what it normally is. I tried Jewel and I tried Jack-o'-lantern. If you're thinking like, why the hell are you even playing these cards? It goes with Moonsilver Key, right? Like Moonsilver Key searches up any artifact card as long as it has a mana ability, and you can dig through all those artifacts that have mana abilities. As far as action goes, this is like the biggest one. There's some other small ones like you can run Chromatic Sphere or Chromatic Star or whichever one's the better one, the one that like the particulars about drawing a card just when it goes to the graveyard. I think it's Star. Busy, just lurking. Okay, cool, man. Let me know. But this is a little more flexible. There's certainly points where like a Star or a Sphere would be better. But what I like about this is, one, it actually turns on our gamble to filter for blue. So say like we have an Echo in the yard already, we just don't have the blue mana, we have all this mana, and we draw a gamble. Like normally that card doesn't do anything for you. You can actually gamble for Jack-o'-lantern and then for free filter your mana into blue, which is pretty cool. Obviously it's not for nothing that it has graveyard interaction. It exiles itself, so I know it is action, but it's not like huge action. So if you already have a ton of mana and you're echoing, it's pretty cool that you get to exile it plus another card if you're not looking to interact with your opponent, which oftentimes, most often, we are not. You can exile, a land out of your graveyard or whatever. But I'd say probably the biggest reason I like this card, other than the flexibility that I'm talking about right there, is a frequent play pattern that we have is we have LED Echo, right? And then our land, because most of our land drops are soul lands, right? And I'm going to play a soul land over Shatterskull, right? So if you go LED and Echo and just have a land drop, right? If you play Shatterskull, well, then you do get to have the one red post Echo, right? If you play the soul land, well, you do have to crack your LED for blue, and then you use the colorless, you wind up with 2 blue, right? This is a familiar play pattern if you play the deck even just a little bit. And obviously 2 blue is not ideal, but I think 2 blue is better than 1 red, right? When you have no land drop off an Echo. And what Jack-o'-lantern allows us to do is if it's in our hand, we can, for free, because right from the graveyard, you pay 1 and you get to filter a color. So we'll wind up with 1 blue and 1 red, which is very cool. So in testing Pumpkin, when I had Wish, as I expected, the idea is to make Moonsilver Key modal. And just a draw a card really isn't enough in terms of action, right? And listen, if Coveted Jewel proves to be not good enough, and that's all we have, then that's all we have, right? In which case I'd probably be more inclined to play, I don't know, that's another conversation. But I think I like having, like I said, it was a bit anemic when I had just this. I like having both. I would love to be able to get away with not playing Wish. It is not ideal. We board it out whenever we can afford to. And the reason I'm coming back to it now, because you might be thinking, well, we have a lot more mana in the deck. Like, can't we better support Wish? Not really. Like, this deck does not have difficulty making lots of mana. It has difficulty making multiple red, right? Or obviously when you have Bergie in play, which is why this card is so good, it's not a problem. But for the most part, we make tons of mana. We just need to be able to filter it. And the problem with Wish is that it is most often it looks like 1 red and 2 colorless, right? But it is at least double red. Like best case scenario, it's double red. Because you have to cast a card after it. All of the cards in our sideboard that we'd want to cast are colored. So, and usually it's the only time the card really works out is when we have a Bergie in play. And look, there's any number of cards that we could add to the deck that are great when Bergie is in play, right? But on its own, it's not the greatest. It has its uses, and I think at this point I've spoken at length about the use of Wish, and it very well. My instinct is that we're not going to be able to get away from Wish. It covers too many bases that are needed, but I'm going to keep trying because obviously it's not an ideal card. We want to reduce the amount of 3-drops as many as possible, especially when we're adding a 6-drop, which is kind of a 3-drop, right? Because it adds 3. 2-drop if you have Bergie in play. This card has been very good. The only times that I've lost to it, I think I've lost once as a result of like truly the card is what lost me the game. And that might not be counting, like maybe there were times where it was in my hand and I lost because if it was a different card, I would, you know what I mean? But like actually playing the card and it triggering and my opponent getting the cards and this and that. The times that I have lost to it, for the most part, other than that one time, are like I was going to lose and this card gave me a chance to win and I didn't get there, right? Which is definitely different than like losing because of the card. So I think that's probably enough in terms of a deck tech. I do want to figure out, because right now, Big Red, one friend from my city was asking me if the new RRR can be playable in Storm. No. I don't want to say it's strictly worse, because it's different, so it's not strictly worse, but it is worse than bonus round, and I don't play bonus round. I mean, in a bonus round version, still probably not. The 4 and 1 red that exiles the top 3 that you can play until the next turn and makes 3 treasure tokens, that card is certainly playable in bonus round Ruby Storm. I think it, at the very least, if you were running Pirate's Pillage, I think it is just way better than that card. But that card, if you read it, if I'm not mistaken, the problem is it copies like X spells, whereas bonus round, the strength of it is that for the rest of the turn, all of your spells are, you know what I mean? So it's bonus round is as strong as how many spells you can cast, and it has that exponential, like truly exponential effect, whereas it's only the next spell. Right. You can copy it X times, but it's not. It doesn't have the same effect. Plus, triple red is like. But like I said, bonus round makes a ton of red. That's what it does. It could reasonably support the card. I don't think it's good enough to like get excited about and be slotting into your deck. You can play around with it, but there's a pile of mediocre, just like powerful red storm spells, right? That are just like, if you read the card, the power level is high, but the mana cost is ridiculous. There's just better options. But yeah, I guess the last thing I want to say here is, so Big Red has been everywhere, right? As if you've been playing leagues, I'm sure you've seen it. It's had a lot of success. And I've actually been losing to it a lot lately. I know I talk about how like I rarely lose to mono red, and that was true for the longest time, but now it seems like they are running, and it's not because of the new cards that they're running, right? That's why people are playing it a lot. But one of the changes that I've seen kind of across the board actually is twofold. One, it's a lot more consistent that people are playing for Leyline of the Voids, which is obviously obnoxious. And two, and this is the big one for me, Fury. It seems, I mean, I got to go out there and look at lists, but for the past half dozen, because I'm playing against it a lot, 6 matches I've played, every fucking time I play a Bergie, it gets wiped. Like, every time. Like, last night, my opponent mulled to 4 and put a Leyline, or no, mulled to 5, Leyline, Soul Land, Chalice on 0, Chalice on 1, pass, they're on the play. I'm like, fuck, but I had this hand that was like, Bergie, right? Land drops, Bergie. I'm like, that's exactly how you beat this deck. Bergie is the key to the matchup. And then they just fucking furied it. And it didn't matter. I was like so tilted. But so the deck is a problem when they're running a lot of Fury. So I'm thinking of running a second Shattering Spree so that we can bring one into the main. This is a card that I am comfortable playing a second when there's a good reason to do so, right? Because the card is very powerful, and it's also very good against 8 cast. Like, there's enough matchups where I would love to be able to have multiples of this card, and when there's like a strong enough reason, I'll slot it in. I think it makes the most sense to abandon Reforge. In that case, you could like take a 4th empty out, but I think that's really important to be able to beat Delver. I mean, we're playing leagues, so you can expect to not play against as much Delver, but I'm not gonna speculate and try to meta like leagues. You know what I mean? I present the most competitive deck as possible, or I try to for like a competitive metagame, whatever I would bring at a serious event. Just like I don't really meta for my F&M either. Okay, so I'm going to make that singleton change as far as the sideboard and see how it goes. But we are going to run this. I haven't liked Spirit Guide in numbers above the 1. I may even wind up coming off of the 1, but it can be very powerful. There are points where it is absolutely miles better than Shatterskull. But I don't, it's not so much that I don't want more Simeon as it is you really start to miss this card when it's not in your deck, and especially in multiples higher than 2. Because like it kills stuff, right? All right, so let's start up a league. Oh man. Yeah, this is a keepers. This is a keepers. Here's an example of how Simeon is just strictly better. Then, well, I guess we're not even going to have to use it. This hand is bonkers. This hand is insane. Oh, we drew another LED. Holy shit. So I'm fine. If they counter this, like Daze, that would have been nice. I've played plenty of blue-red myself, just not really with cantrips. Like, I'll play Brainstorms, maybe a Ponder or two, but that's a very, like, old way of playing Ruby. If you're talking about, like, bonus round, Ruby Medallion with cantrips. I don't love it. Okay, so we flipped some cards, and I don't know if you noticed, but we have some mana. 9, 10, 11. Casual 13, and Simeon being 14 mana into Relay for 6. This has possibly been the grossest turn 1 Relay hand that I've had, like, in playing with the deck. That was insane. Yeah, waste my Ancient Tomb. That's sadly not going to be enough. We're going to play City. Yeah, we just have so much action and so much mana. Is that what you need in this deck? Is that how it works? Yep. You got a bolt? That's fine. Hey, Runcor. Yeah, Relay is insane. It really is. I was going to say we might as well imprint, but that's not even necessarily true, right? Like, we can exile this, and then Chromox can still have a chance to imprint off of a Echo. Do we just have lethal, though? Like, if we played Spirit Guide, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, no. 7, 8, no. So do we want to Echo, or do we want to gamble into Echo? Probably want to gamble into Echo. Is that true? So we have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If we frontside Echo, we still have 7 mana. If it gets Force and Negation, it's not ideal, but then they probably die, right? If it gets Force and Negation, that'd be Storm 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So no, they don't die. We could just try to peer, but I don't want to do that. We don't have it like that in terms of mana. It's funny how this, no matter how much mana you have with this deck, it's not always enough. Unless you have Berkey, then it's just outrageous. I think I like Gamble Echoing. You can wish for Peer, right? But if it gets countered, you have now spent 9 mana. And then, yes, you can Echo, but I would rather spend like 2 lines that, even if they have double force, at least I have mana after the second line. Let's make, double black with the petals, so... So we can go like that. So I'm going to have to counter this. Okay, so they did. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we Echo, we'd only have 3 left over. So I think we're supposed to just empty here. Because 18 goblins is... Like, we're 1 away from actually just killing them. 7, 8, 9. But they can't beat 18 goblins. Right? If we make 18 goblins, let's say they go make a dragon. It's only a 5/5. And then they don't even have delirium, and then we attack them. And then we bolt, bolt, bolt. 9, 14, 17. I guess if they untap with... If they make a dragon... And then they untap and they play Bolt, Bolt, Bolt. And wind up with Delirium. But there's a bolt in their yard, so they'd have to draw all 3 of their bolts. I'm going to empty. And, of course, if they have another force... I guess we didn't have to play that Chrome Mox just yet. But if they have another force here, we can just Echo. So we try every second league, so I'm getting a tough turn. I wouldn't say quite that much, but yeah, a lot of trophies. Like before I was trophy racing, right? I play about 1.6, 1.7 leagues a night. Probably closer to 1.5. Sometimes I hardly play, but a lot of times I'll play like 2 leagues, right? Whatever. But then I was 0-1 dropping. I was 1-1 dropping, and I was about half the time 2-1 dropping, and every now and then a very tilting 3-1 drop, right? Because I was trophy racing. Now, I'm only dropping about half of my 0-1s. No 1-1 drops, no 2-1 drops. Like, that's the only dropping I'm doing, and I'm still in the trophy race. Like, obviously, it's a good deck. It's very fast. It's a good league deck. Okay, so... I will say that sideboarding is a bit more complicated now, now that we have the key package. Like before, and now that I'm not running Wish. Wish is really what screws it up. But I think I pretty much just do the same thing except Jewel instead of Wish. So I'm going to cut 2 Gambles and a Jewel. Because Gamble just is kind of a different plan than Empty. Before I was cutting a Wish and 2 Gambles. And you could afford to get rid of the Wish because you were bringing in a win con in Empty. But I think Jewel coming out in this matchup makes sense. So this is not good enough. This is very risky. They're on 7. Yeah, we're on the draw. This is not the kind of hand that I want to see on a mulligan against them. And this is where Spirit Guide is just straight up worse. I'm going to keep this, but I don't have high hopes for it. Yeah, and this is the matchup where, like, it'll come up most often that Spirit Guide is not as good as Shatterskull. However, there are certainly points where it's pretty sweet, where you can just, you know, eat a daze with it. Like when you grid and they daze it. So we really want to see Soul Land here. If so, this hand gets like reasonable. That's fine. But 1, 2, 4, 2. Like this works out if they let everything go up until the grid, right? And we kind of have to go for it. Like we can wait around, but I don't see it getting better. And if someone has just one force, oftentimes they will wait. The only thing is like, yeah, okay. Well, wait a second. Why was I thinking that? I don't know why I was thinking I had enough to grid into Wish Relay. I was thinking I had Relay in my hand. I mean, obviously we can Burning Wish into Relay. Or we can just play a grid. But I don't think either of those things are good. I guess I go for the Burning Wish. Yeah, it's an example of probably a line of thinking, like mistaken thinking that I wouldn't have gone down if I wasn't streaming, but it is what it is. I did do it. Like, if there was a Shatterskull instead of a Spirit Guide, like, you can just have more options there. Still not great options. We have a high density of hands that are just huge problems for Delver. However, as soon as we start mulliganing, the matchup becomes much more difficult. So if we are unfortunate enough to not get those hands, it can be rough. So 4, we basically have to draw LED Echo. Murktide. Yep. Alright. Game 3 it is. Resubmit. You know, I've never tried. I'm going to try it right now. Oh, not enough time. Is bringing in the 4th empty. Relay for 3. Not so sure that's good enough. Where are the Soul Lands at, man? I don't think we've seen any Soul Lands in any of these openers for game 2 and 3. I think I mull this. Puts 2 mana into play and relays for 3. We're going down 2 cards, going back up. So it goes even on cards, but then it puts the pressure on to make use of those 3 cards. Like if we flip off the relay just like 2 or 3 pieces of action, I'd be more inclined if we could like throw an LED out there. This is also not good. So I guess now we're looking for Soul Land, Grid, LED Echo. This is close. Definitely keep this. I think so. They mulled to 6. It's either we just go in on the gamble, or like this isn't even a bad relay thanks to LED. We put 5 mana into play and relay for 3. I'll put it this way: this relay is better than the relay we had on the 7 card hand. Yeah, I think I'd do this. Like, going in on the Echo is defensible as well, because they oftentimes will keep like Daze, Fluster, Surgical, stuff like that. So we hit some more mana, but no action, which is reasonable. It's only 3 cards. They did shuffle. Yeah, we needed to hit some action there. So now we're in big trouble. No shuffle. Okay. I think I want to wait 1 turn. Okay, that's good. It's very good. I was thinking we have 1 more mana. Just wasted that storm. Maybe. Wasted maybe. Not playing the greatest today so far. Brazen? Hull Breacher. Okay. That's not good. No, we can't 6 goblins. And they have a Murktide? Yeah, this is... Like, we could potentially bounce this Murktide if it doesn't get countered, but then what, right? Like... Okay. Now they're a little more empty-handed. I guess we draw a Burning Wish, and we can bounce Murktide, and we have to deal with Hull Breacher too. Energy Flux, okay. All right, we're all 1 dropping. Okay. Yeah, let's just go with the relay here. We have no grid, but it looks like we have a pretty good like double action situation here. So let's imprint this gamble. Play pedal. Might as well play key. We can spin this to filter and just add storm. They could like make us spend 3 and then counter the LED, but not so sure that would be even advisable. Okay, so 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Not gonna go for Pier. I think I'm just gonna go for Gamble Echo. And I want to put these LEDs in the deck. Actually, I guess we don't need to crack them yet. So, 6, 4, 7. So, even if they counter this Echo, we have a very large empty. 6, 7, 8, 9 will be 1 shy of tendrils. Brainstorm. Sure. So now if they force it, this Burning Wish is lethal. They might have double force, but is what it is if they do. Of course they do. So now they have 3 cards, 1 land to our 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 mana on board. So we got a ball game here. But only because they had double force. Life yet? This whole breacher would be annoying. Well. The pumpkin eating a force of negations. That's 3 forces. Tap out and die. Tap out and die. Nope. Really need to draw some action. That's scary. That was a quick brainstorm. That's either good or bad here. Yep. Need to draw like Bergie. It's pretty much Bergie or bust here. Gotta get that horn. A little bit late there. I suppose we could have taken one more draw, but turn late on everything. Alright, so we are going to play empty. Jewel is fine against them. Do I really want to cut all my gambles? Yeah. Yep. Count me in. Two, 4, 7, 8, 9. So we're gonna have grid with front side echo, 1 floating, 2 floating. Sweet. I imagine they have a force here, but we have echo this turn and then backside echo next turn, as long as they don't force a negation it. Well, they force a negation that, which is okay. Wish we had a relay. Double counters again. Okay. Well, we got another twister coming up. No shuffle. Hopefully it's just for a land that they needed. That's a jewel, baby. Another force. You gonna have a Narset too? Opponents have drawn quite well. It's ridiculous. I mean, it happens. Surgical. Fine. Wonder if they even surgical here. Okay. So go get pumpkin, I guess. Brainstorm. No! I don't know. I click on the screen sometimes, and that shit popped up immediately. I mean, Shatterskull is not a terrible draw, but wow. I think I have to pass. I don't think I can play this as a land. Well, maybe I have to. Well, the time has passed. They had a shark. That would have killed us anyways. Classic. Man. Do I want to... I mean, these are feel bad losses. I just can't. I'm tilting. Wow. I will say, our initial openers of these leagues have been very powerful. 4, 10... Planes, huh? Call your bluff. I still think you're a blue deck. So you have 5, 11, 2 plus 7 is 9, so we're 1 shy of peer into Echo. 2 plus 7. Probably just gonna Burning Wish here. Like, we could relay, but I think I'm just going to get Echo. If it's not a blue deck, we'll probably win off of this Echo. If it is a blue deck, at least we have double Echo. I will blow both LEDs. Is it really 60 card D&T? Might be. It's either Bergie into Jewel into Echo, or just like Horn. We have a Horn Echo, but Bergie into Jewel's better against the blue deck and is probably still good enough against something else. Either way, they could have swords. They doesn't look like they do. Nope. Sweet. You get to play that Jewel. Question is, do we want to crack this LED? We're still gonna have 6 mana and a Bergie. I don't think we have to. Not that there's really any scary reasons not to, but I don't think it matters either way. Okay. Do a frontside Echo. I don't think I need to crack these. Play a grid. Okay. Still only tells us so much here. Oh no! I did it again! Yo! I gotta make that shit smaller or stop, like, clicking randomly immediately after a search card. Like, I clicked it, and then I don't know, I click on the screen for whatever reason. What did I even pick? What did I gamble for? I don't even know. A grid? Oh my god. So we could relay here, but is that the coward's play? I mean, it is. It's the right play. But it feels so bad. Yeah. That's alright. It's the right play. Plus we get to see what they're on. Maybe. Probably not. They probably take a draw, step, and scoop. Classic. Alright, I gotta do a better job of narrating each card for when I make a YouTube. Portent. Okay, so they are indeed a blue deck. With Portent. Portent. So some sort of Miracles deck. I can't remember the last time I've seen this card. It's interesting. It's like tech against Narset. Right? I don't know why they showed me all this. Alright. So, that almost certainly means they're going to have Terminus, so I guess we can't really... I mean, we can, but I think it would be bad to go empty. So, let's not. Not so sure this is good enough. I don't love this, but here it is. Need to draw Soul Land, like most hands. It looks like a good relay hand, but it's not. If we draw Soul Land, it is. This is actually a good draw. Ooh. The choices. They mulled the 5. This is why Soul Land would have been better, because I would have just went grid pass and then relay the next turn. Instead, I have to decide right now, because I got to imprint. I think I want to grid into potentially gamble next turn. Depends on what our draw is, though. I guess relay is a little more reliable. If we just relay and leave the grid, we're in trouble if we don't hit enough mana. So I think I would just want to grid and print the relay. And there are a number of draws that make gamble really awkward here. Alright, looks like they probably kept like a fluster. Ooh, that was not one of the draws that makes gamble awkward. Got him. Now we're spinning, baby. Land drop available. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. We're shy of Horn into Echo. This definitely starts with Bergie. Monolith kill you. 4, 5, 6, 5, 4. We can even grid in front of it. You don't have to, but I did. Okay. Got him. Okay, certainly high power level on this hand. And it's pretty resilient too. Taiga. Huh. Lackey, okay. You're in trouble, OP. Ooh. I have some options here. I think I just make the land drop. Yeah. It's like we could have blown up this lackey. So let's echo. 4, 5, 6. We can go down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jewel, go to 5. We'd even Bergie into frontside echo. Jewel would really have to whiff though, because we're still even just one shy of frontsiding even post Jewel. Oh, or we can just horn. Yeah, this is just a horn. Horn 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a horn into echo right in front of us. Oh man. Oh boy. Would you like to scoop? That's gonna do this stupid shit where we get priority after everything we cast. Moto's so fucked, dude. I'm not holding control. Like, not holding priority. Got him. Alright, goblins. Not quite as easy as it used to be. We used to be able to just leave our deck the way it is, because the only thing we were really afraid of was Mindbreak Trap, but now they're playing Ley Lines and Chalice of the Void, certainly in higher numbers than they ever were. Guess I'll play the Shattering Spree. There's also Pyroblast to worry about. Jewel probably isn't at its best. Sure. Okay. Hopefully they don't have Pyrokinesis. That was actually a really good draw. Nice lackey nerd. Here comes the pumpkin. Doing pumpkin things. What do we want to do here? It's tempting to just go get Grape Shot, but I don't think that's correct. It is the Goblin Mirror. Wish we had one more mana. Think I like gambling for LED. Maybe I should be drawing a card first. Worried about Pyroblast. And or getting hit by Lackey. Problem is, like, I want to crack this, then we go down to 2 mana. So if our LED gets hit from this gamble, then we're in trouble. But we have a higher chance of it not getting hit. Plus, we do get the draw itself. I think I'm going to gamble first. So if this hits, the LED will just relay. And it did. Yeah, I'm just going to relay. We'll just take the hit from Lackey. I guess we can crack Lantern now. Land. Chromox. Bergie. LED's pretty good. I don't think I really want to get rid of anything. Huh? Choose up to 1 target. Okay. LED? Spirit Guide. Okay. So now my Bergie's dead to a munitions expert. No, I mean, yeah, they get a lackey hit, but we're probably not dead. A Narcomancer and Hierarch, really? Okay. Lightning Crafter. So there goes our Berkey. Food Chain. Oh boy. Ringleader. Only hit a Hierarch. I see Chalice. Crafter. Kill the Berkey. They still have 2 cards. I think one of them's a Hierarch, though. If I kept track of this right. As this came from the Muxus, but they revealed another one to the, where'd it go? There it is. Ringleader. Before Ringleader and Food Chain, you were already dead to combat. No, I wasn't. They already attacked. Wait, what did they do? They play another Ringleader? Why are there more revealed cards? What did I miss? Oh, another Muxus. Oh, I got lucky. Yeah, I don't think they have anything. Wait. It deals 3 damage to any target. What did they hit? They didn't kill my Berkey? What is happening? I don't get it. It's alright. I don't have to get it, right? Okay, so let's probably want to play Horn. I guess I don't want to do that yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play Horn from exile. Can't trap that if that's what they have. I think they have 1 unknown. I think if I followed this correctly, and I definitely didn't follow all of it correctly, but I think as far as their hand goes, because this was from Muxus, but they had a Hierarch in play from Muxus, and then they're Surgicaling Gamble. Okay, so I think that's the unknown card. Okay. You got it. Pretty sure their hand is just Hierarch, which means they lost. But I'm not 100% sure, so I will continue to play around what I can. Meaning I'll make some Horn activations here, as we already have enough to echo. And I'm not going to activate on echo in case we were mistaken and they have another surgical. Don't think we have to do that. Or I know we don't have to. Okie dokie. Got him. Here's my grid. Although they have food chain, so I guess this doesn't really do much. They scooped. Yeah, we can keep this. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Radio Mars. Come on now. Okay. Grindstone Opal. So we're against Painter. What do we want to do here? Pumpkin's actually not bad. Play a Monolith. Petal, Ancient Tomb, Karn. Yeah, I'm all set. I guess we do red source. We could have played Bergie, but tilting enough for me. They tend to only run 1 or 2 Karns. I guess that Shattering Spree is pretty good. I still want our grids because of Pyroblast. I don't really think I want bounce spells. They're tough to board against for sure. Do I want to cut Jewel? I think it's a mistake to board out any of the grids in this matchup. Yeah. Okay. I will keep this. I think I'm just going to go for it turn 1. Hope they don't have Spirit Guide Pyroblast. And hopefully they don't open with a ley line. They mulled a 6. And I guess we play the key and get the LED for Storm. It's mana neutral, but free Storm. And did we get wrecked, or are we spinning the wheel? Don't freak out if they Spirit Guide. Okay. They are super dead. Easy game. Unless they're going to trap us. Nope. That's what you get for carning me. This is the tough one, though. Game 3 on the draw. We got a banger. Mold a 6. Leyline is in. How obnoxious. We're not, like, completely cold to it, but it is obnoxious for sure. Actually, we kind of are cold to it, huh? Because Jacko cannot fix for us. So we'll have to find a red source. I think I still want to play grid. Nothing, huh? That's cool. Oh yeah. Fear the pumpkin. Okay. These only net us 1, but if we hit a red source, it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 would be 1 shy of Pier. Guess if we hit a red source, we can go Bergie into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Okay, then we'd have a Pier. Okay, so no Karn. Come on, red source. Come on, red source. Yes! Okay. Now we get to pier. Light a flame. Let's play another grid for good measure. Why not? Petal. Burning Wish. And kill you. All right. This hand is definitely not bad. Marsh Flats. So I can't really like Tomb, Petal, Bergie, because then LED does not get us up to Grim Monolith. Otherwise that would be good. We could Monolith first, then play Petal, then play Bergie. Then when we LED we'd have 2 left over, but then we don't have any additional mana to get us up to Relay. So 2, 3, 4. We don't have enough to just straight up Horn. Don't have enough to put a grid in front of a Relay. I think the best option here is to just Monolith pass. I am afraid that it's like Reanimator or something. But we don't... You could just Relay, right? I think it's kind of medium if we did. 2, 3, 4. So Relay would be for 4. Actually, a Relay wouldn't even be that bad, huh? Maybe we do want a Relay. At the very least, I want to play this out. I think we're supposed to Relay. Be nice to set up for like a double Relay next turn, but... What do we got? Key, Wish, Monolith, Wish. Okay. So 2, 3. Have an Echo if we want it. Wasteland. Okay, some sort of fair deck. What is this? That's not good. I did not expect Wasteland. I thought maybe it was like Esper control. Okay. It's very good that we drew that. 2, 3, 6, 4. The fuck could this be? Is it like Esper Vial? They play Wastelands? I think I'm just going to blow the whole hand. Like, to make this work, we have to sack our LED, which blows our whole hand. We could just play Key and then pass, but that's not great, you know? Right, I did let it go. Get wrecked by force. Wow. Still one shy of doing what we really want to do, but we do have lethal. Right, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. we do have to go all in again. Could go Bergie. Right, if we go Bergie, then we can play LED, and Burning Wish for Gamble, and Echo again. What it does is, if they have Force, we might wind up with a little bit left, and then we're still like extremely likely to kill them if they're not a Force deck. Or we just go for it. I think I like the Bergie line. I don't know, maybe this was wrong. Because now if they're not a Force deck and they just happen to have a Swords, we're kind of screwed. At least we'll know it when we play this. Yeah, I think I fucked up. Yep. Yeah, I wish I had thought of that before I made the play. Or one shy of doing anything with this wish. So, yep, I'm gonna pass. Hey, Ricky. Thank you. Yeah, I think that was just, like, that was bad. I should have just went for the kill. What are they, black-white humans? Gideon? Thoughtseize, okay. Ah! Really? Bergie, please? The fuck? Yeah, kind of punted this game away. So we want to draw Shatter Skull Smashing. One time. One time. One time, please. Not quite. Okie dokie then. Gonna blow it all just to stay alive, and we're one shy of untapping one of these monoliths. Maybe I should have just played the city and went for the 50-50. To give us a better chance of actually winning after making this play. Another Stoneforge, that's not good for us. But we have a shot. We have draws. It requires 2 draws, but we have draws. And a little bit of time. I think that's it. So now they hit us for 5. Then they hit us for 5, so we get... They hit us for 5, we get a draw. They hit us for 5. Okay, so we get 2 more draws. We're in this unfortunate circumstance due to a... What I would say is just a play error. I mean, all we saw was marsh flats, but I think it was correct to just go for it. As we opened ourselves up to a card that would be in this deck or a blue deck with white in it, that being Swords. Would have been fine if we had 1 more mana so that we could have relayed. Sudden Edict, 3 cards in hand. Here comes the Cauldron. What are they playing? Take 5, we go to 13. Take a draw step. It's got to be Gamble, LED, or Echo, or Burning Wish. Rite of Flame. I guess We're still in it. Wait a second. 2, 3, 4. I should have just untapped a monolith there. Yeah, that was bad too. Alright, I think that seals the deal. The Dothy. Alright. Play poorly, get punished, right? So we're going to be off grid, and we're going to be on the bounce of Roonies. Suppose we could play an empty. We could just play one grid. Play a Shattering Spree, but I don't think that's great. They do have swords, so grid isn't like 100% useless. But we do have to think about surgical too. See, and this is one of the reasons why we play Wish, right? You wind up in these scenarios where you want to play around surgical, so you want to bring in a win con, and Grape Shot makes the most sense, but then it leaves you with no removal in your board. So Burning Wish doesn't do anything in terms of removal. Could put a Shatter Skull on the board, but in place of the Grape Shot, but I don't think that's good. I think I'm just gonna say, you know, fuck it. If we get surgical, we get surgical. But it's tough to evaluate, right? Like, the surgical is such a feel bad that you might misevaluate it as being, like, worse than it actually is. This is really not too common that it happens. So this is pretty good for this matchup. Actually, I didn't see if they mulligan. Nope. No ley line. I mean, I would hope they take out some number of swords, right? Most people kind of know better at this point, but how many swords can you afford to keep in? Maybe a deck like this, probably higher than like a blue deck, or they just have fucking Caracas in their hand, right? And a Deafening Silence, like, yeah. Oh, man. Kidoki. So ridiculous. Okay. So we're behind. We got to gamble for Void Snare. But we kind of wanted to get this in our yard. I suppose we could have went for the gamble there. Because if it hits Jack-O-Lantern, then it just does what we want to do, a turn faster. So they have options here. Hopefully they tap out. Yeah, okay. And now we draw Void Snare. If we draw Void Snare or Echoing Truth, well, I guess we can't really go off on the same turn, huh? And I guess maybe I should have tapped the Ancient Tune to pay for that, because now we'd have to use the Jack-O-Lantern, and we need that for our blue. Fuck. I don't think that was right. I'd love to be able to get a horn in play. I'll probably just do that next turn. In fact, yeah, we're going to get wastelanded, though. Do I gamble now? I don't think so. I guess I attack. This is not a fun place to be. Like, we could have gone for a more aggressive hand and mulligan more. Problem with that, of course, is ley line. Okay, so you're just going to kill it instead of putting it in our hand, which I guess makes sense. That's fine. Okay. Oh, that doesn't really help because of this. Fuck! Fuck. That's not smart. I'm not playing great. That's for sure. Huh. Guess I tap an Ancient Tomb to keep both of these. At this point, I would imagine they waste one of them, right? Let's see if they don't, and we draw Void Snare. We still have to pay for both of these. We Void Snare. And then it would be like, we can't gamble. We're one shy. Well, we're not hellbent anyways, so you're gonna wait till we pay for these and then kill the other one. Or not. Okay. Guess there's a line where we could kill them. Tendrils for 4? No, they'd have to take 5 and 4. Maybe. Yeah. So I'm gonna get a tendrils. There is a world. They have to take a lot of damage. Come on, hit like Coldra. Alright, Thoughtseize. Oh. Imagine they take the tendrils here. At this point, I think it's like the only way they could lose. I suppose they could hit like Coldra plus a card off these bobs. Yeah. The plan was to like hopefully draw land, and then we could have played Bergie into tendrils thanks to this Jack-o'-lantern, making our second black. And then, oh, they took the Coldra out of their deck. It's a good move. I guess that wouldn't have worked anyways, because we would have had to have tapped both of these. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to get out of this. I mean, you should pay for yourself, but I'm just gonna... It's gonna pass. The only hope here is that they hit... What's it called? Batterskull plus... Nope. Okay. Good games. Maybe I should have mulliganed more. Okay, we can keep this. What blue-red player? Okay, so let's go... Look at this. Moto's so fucked up. Like, I'm not holding control, right? I play this spell. Alright, it didn't do it that time. The other spell just gave me priority. Like, why? I don't know. Really don't. Let's pass it over. Oh. Yeah. I played a lot of Blast Zone. I had a couple Blast Zone in my sideboard when I was playing at the Legacy Pit. Oh, that was the one. Okay. Let's just go ahead and play that. Okay. Are we in? Oh, we're in, baby. Okay, so how do we want to do this? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're so close. I think we just want to go Horn. We're 1 shy of Horn into Echo. Of course, we could hit it because we have 4 looks at as long as we hit some sort of mana. At the same time, we could just Bergie into Echo, right? We go... No, we can't. So we won't have double blue. So Horn it is. Let's get horny. can read while you're F6. How's that? Oh! Got him. Immediately got him. What do you think? Should we have played around the fairy macabre? The opal. All right. Now they scoop it up. Now they see it. So all we saw was Scalding Tarn, Volcanic Island, Brainstorm. Could be on the, like, No Delver thing. Who knows? I don't think I'm going to go with the empty plan. A few reasons. One, we don't know what they're on for sure. We could hedge, but... two, empty is worse on the draw. And three, even if, worst case scenario, they're on blue-red Delver and we didn't bring in the empties, like, our main deck is fine against it. I guess I'll keep this. We're going to be sad if they're like the Epic Storm or something. Oh, yeah. Yep. Aria Flame, man. Aria Flame was like the Storm player within me having to play fair blue. Yeah, we'll play Grid. So they're a Tundra deck. That just snap resolved. Which is fine. They probably have a pending. Oh, they don't. Oh, man. Okay, so this is probably the whole day deck, and they probably have a Narset. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Could just empty. 6 mana, 4, 3. Could empty. You could relay. The thing I really like about relay is we can leave a Grim Monolith untapped. What I don't like about that is, well, they don't have pending. Otherwise they would have used it, right? I was going to say, what I don't like about that is then we wouldn't be playing Grid, like Grid number 2, so they could just pending Grid. But I don't think they have pending. Honestly, this deck just loses to empty. But they do play some number of Supreme Verdict. Let's play this. Could also Echo, right? Like we could play Grid. And then we have 3, 4, 5, 6. Burning Wish is 4. Gamble is 3. And then we Echo. Another Grid in play. Actually, I kind of like that. Because it's kind of the same as Relay, except it gives us a chance to win on the spot. Could also just 2, 4, 7, 8. No, we don't have double blue. This is not the responsible thing to do. If I was in a challenge, I would probably just... I think I would just empty here, to be honest. I think that's probably the highest win play. But this is more fun. Like, here's the thing, right? If they want to play a Narset, that's fine. Because they're not doing anything else. And then we're just going to Horn. And draw, 14 cards through their Narset. Yep. Sorry, 12 cards. Well, son of a bee. Where the Burning Wish at? Wow. So here's the question. Do we play Coveted Jewel just so that we have more mana? Did not hit Burning Wish. That's crazy. Trying to think if we want to gamble for see, this is where Ignite the Future would be great. I think I want to gamble for Pumpkin just to get rid of another draw that we don't want. Do I want to play the Jewel? I think I do. Maybe not. I don't think it makes sense actually. So we have enough mana. Like, we'd have to blow an LED to do it. I don't think we're really going to use the repeatable mana. Like, we're probably on the top 3. There's going to be a Burning Wish. Or even a Shatter Skull. Like, that's crazy that we missed there. We don't really care about Days Undoing. Just gives us an additional card. It does kind of shut off Shatter Skull as a good draw. Because Shatter Skull is good because we can blow up Narset and then we can Echo. And if they Days Undoing, it'll shuffle our graveyard. Okay. Oops, muted. I'm going to Surgical or Relay. That's fine. Huh. Shuffled on that Ponder. Excuse me. Brainstorm. Alright. Big money. Nope. Come on. Burning Wish or Shatter Skull. There it is. So now, I guess I shouldn't have played that. It's okay. We can go red. We can go blue. Tap this. Go get Grape Shot. Shoot down Narset. Shoot them. And win the game. Oh, got him. Sure. A bit heavy on grid, but... And I will take the Coward's Play. Pass the turn. You really want to see Soul Land or at least some sort of mana source. No Chalice, please. Shadow Spear is fine. No Chalice, please. Thank you. I think I want to gamble for Soul Land. It's a 50-50 though. Because if it hits Burning Wish, well, then we don't have action. But that's fine. Like, we'll find action. But I don't really want to Echo without having grids in play. I really don't want it to hit the Soul Land though, obviously. I want to get an Ancient Tomb or City. Let's get an Ancient Tomb. Sweet. The ideal scenario. Excellent. It's in there. Oh, they held off on Chalice to play it for 1. I like that. That makes 0 sense. But okay. Give me a castable. Thank you. Fuck your Shadow Spear. We could be dead, but I think this is our best shot. And they just have it. So I don't think we have a draw here. Why would they hold on to that Chalice? I don't get it. I'm unfair. Why didn't I get Echo? Because they had a Chalice on 1, a Chalice on 0. I mean, I could have and then tried to play out of it and grinded through, but I thought I had. They only have 1 card. I thought I had a better shot just hoping they didn't wind up with a creature. This is not great. Like, Bergie is the key to this matchup. Either that or just having like a busted opener. Grid into Echo. This matchup is rough because you have these acceptable hands like this, but they're still likely to eat shit. So it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. We could play Monolith out, but then what are we really doing with this Burning Wish, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we play. Okay, perfect. They mold the 6. Sweet. Alright, we have a shot here. They obviously have hands that beat like turn 1 empty hands, but this is our best shot of winning. Forcing one of them. I'm trying to think if 8 beats a fast Saga hand. I think it does, because they have to use Ancient Tomb. Soul Guide. Burning Wish is good. I think I'd go get Shattering Spree. This will stop any Shadow Spears shenanigans. Hey, Granham with the raid. Thank you, thank you. Alright, we got him. Alright, so this is the hard game. I'm trying to think if I still want to. I usually take empty out on the draw, but Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, I'm gonna. It is nice that we have this extra shattering spree. Sand is not very good. Sand is also suspect. And they're on 7. But we have land drops that get us to Bergie. We at least have a body. I'm actually going to keep this. It's not good, but I don't think we win on 5. On the draw. Probably not on the play either, but we are looking to draw Bergie. That's a good one too. Interesting. So we can play out our stuff. It does turn off relay. So maybe we're not supposed to. Should I wait 1 turn? This might be wrong. Like the other option was to play the zeros out, play Ancient Tomb, and just play this as a body. But oh man, rewarded. This is somewhat risky to use this now, but it really puts them in an awkward spot and gives us 1 more storm for relay. Like now if they don't have a soul land, Saga might actually do nothing. If nothing else, it slows them down a lot. Can you imagine if they force one of these? And the reason why it's risky is like it's still just going to be a relay for 5, right? Like if they play Chalice on 0, 5 cards is still pretty tough to get there. Yeah, it plays around Chalice and plays around can play around counter magic. They're gonna Hercules themselves. Okay. Increase the storm. Increase the storm. Rate of Flame, Chrome Mox, Burning Wish, another relay. Burning Wish. LED? Land, okay. They have 5 cards. Wow. That's a good one. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11 mana. They are at 20. Probably just gonna double relay. 11, so 2, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can empty into relay, or relay into empty. Not so sure empty does it though in the face of this saga now though. Although they can't make tokens. I don't want to echo, because I don't want to give them 2 more cards. Let's see. We can just make red here. So let's cast one of these. I would imagine they counter it, right? Yeah. What about this one? Still have 7 mana available. So let's get empty. Yeah. Let's get empty. Chromox. Do we want more goblins or more cards? Probably more goblins. So we will relay. No, you know what? We should have emptied first. So fluster. Didn't think of that. So let's tap this so we can F6. Bergie, Gamble, Chromox, Echo, Burning Wish, Ancient Tomb, Petal. No fluster. Okay. I think they're in trouble. OP's in the tank. Okay, looks like they scooped. I'm sorry if you get asked this often, but what are the pros and cons of reasoning for running this more artifact-heavy list over the list with more red spells like Reckless Impulse? It's a little more deliberate. Reckless Impulse is not quite in line with what the deck is looking to do. We're all about LED redundancy and spinning the wheel and being very fast. We can be very grindy, and obviously Reckless Impulse kind of plays to that style. But Reckless Impulse felt a lot like Manamorphose in that it basically is Manamorphose except gives you 2 cards, right? Obviously it's not free, but it's a very similar type of card. It doesn't dig you that far. It felt a lot like a redraw. And in a deck that is all about looking at an opener and calculating whether or not you can kill your opponent on the spot, or at least taking the line that can most likely do that, redraws are just question marks. And the more question marks you have in your hand, the more difficult it is to evaluate those hands. So we're in the blind. I can keep this. It's a fine card. It may be the way to go. I'm not 100% done testing Moonsilver Key. But Key does a few things for us. Not only is it more deliberate, it goes right into finding Lion's Eye Diamond and can be modal with a couple action spells that are not ideal, if I'm being completely honest about something like Coveted Jewel. So I think I land pass here. But it changes. So playing Grim Monolith has changed the composition of our deck and kind of changed our play patterns a bit. But it gives us, we generally speaking have more mana. Of course, it's mostly colorless, so Key is a good way to filter that mana, create more redundancy for Lion's Eye Diamond, and as a result of being more heavy on colorless spells, we can play a 4th Mox Opal. We can play a additional Soul Land. So now we are faster. We haven't gone down a red source because we bring in an Opal. So like we took the Fiery Islet out and brought in a Soul Land, but we're up an Opal, so we still have the same amount of red sources. We haven't gone down in that respect. But we're faster, we're more deliberate, and I think it's just more in line with what Grim Monolith has done to the deck. So I think I'm supposed to Bergie here. See what they say to that. Can we afford to play Petal to play around Daze? We can, but should we? Probably. We're looking at a Wasteland. So if we play Petal, play Bergie. We don't really have a Horn play. Do we have a Horn play if we don't? So if we play Bergie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do. Yeah, I think it's worth testing them on Daze here. Yeah, no problem, Tony. So they had the Daze, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Question is now, do we go for it? I think the answer is no. Even if they Wasteland us, which they probably won't, we can do like the same thing next turn. Like a lot of times you can use Bergie as a defense grid. What is better, Reckless Impulse or EI in the deck? EI, but we can't really cast it, so that's one of the reasons why I was playing those like blue versions. They're fun. They're still good. What did I think of DT playing TEG yesterday? That is a loaded question. Let me go through a couple more things here. So now they're probably holding up swords, huh? So I think, do I want to play into days again? I don't think so. I think I'll play this monolith and pass. I could go Bergie into Echo, but it gets wrecked by like we're playing around days, but it gets, and if they don't have a swords, they probably force the Bergie, and then we can start wheeling. But if they have swords plus force, it's not great. So I think I like passing here. Can you give us some tips for someone who wants to know how to make some extra money inside Modo? Play decks like the Epic Gamble. They're fast, any fast and competitive deck, right? Any of the fast combo decks. You can play the Epic Storm. Once you become proficient with it, that's going to be a fast deck. Black Red Reanimator is going to be fast. And not, like, you know, don't go play Belcher, right? Like, it's going to be fast, but you're going to, like, 2-3 and 3-2 leagues, right? Whereas if you get really good at Black Red Reanimator, see, now we don't have to do, we're playing around days, we're playing around swords, and now they have to decide, like, if they counter Bergie or not. In fact, we can probably even play a Horn. They only have 5 cards, like, okay. But yeah, play one of the competitive fast decks and grind, you know? I make at least, as long as I'm not dropping leagues like crazy. Actually, I don't know yet. It's been almost 3 weeks, and I've netted about $300 in tickets. And that's still dropping some leagues. I probably dropped about $100 worth of leagues. And here we go. And this is why they're going to be really pressured to counter Bergie. And I'm going to Bergie, not Horn here, because we have double action. And they might not. They might let Bergie go, in which case they're fucked. Yeah, oops, all spells. That's a good one, too. Okay, so they force the Bergie. So now the question becomes, what do we do about that? We're at 12. They are beating down. We could go 3, 4, 5. We could relay for 5 and then Echo next turn. Just kind of hoping they'd let that go, to be honest. Could even just Burning Wish pass to set up double Echo. Then we do have to win on that turn, which is pretty likely. We might walk into a Narset, but probably not. They're playing Daze, Stoneforge. Could split the Wicket. Like, I could go get an Echo and then try to Echo this turn. And then we could Echo next turn if we don't get there. Problem is we spent 2 more mana, so it makes, if the Echo resolves, it makes it worse, and then they get the turn with 7 cards instead of 3. 4 cards. They can also just counter Echo. I mean, LED. Like, if we wait. So I think I'm not going to wait. Okay. So we can tap Ancient Tomb twice, going to 8 because we're going to be taking 6. We can try to win on the spot with Gamble. We gamble for LED, and it doesn't hit our LED. We do have a kill, but that's assuming they have no interaction. What does it look like if we untap next turn? 2, 4, 5, 6. Gamble, go to 5, 8. We'd have to draw mana if we wanted to peer next turn. We could hit for 6. 2, 4, 8, 6. We could peer and wind up going to 1. So yeah, I think Rid is best here. So it did resolve, which is interesting. They might just play a land drop and pass, kind of forcing us to grid again. I'm hoping they don't, and we draw some sort of mana, and we don't miss on the gamble, and then we peer them. There's actually better odds of that happening than you might think. Because the gamble isn't a huge gamble. We have to play this, we'll have to gamble, play a mana source, so it'll be 75% chance. Probably the bigger fear is them just playing a land and passing, because then we have to play grid. We don't have to, but... So what do I think of DT playing the Epic Gamble yesterday? Well, obviously, as he said, he's not very well versed in the deck, so he didn't really do it justice. He tends to get a little salty when he's losing and blames the deck, which is definitely a bit frustrating as the creator of the deck to watch, but you know, I get salty as well. So, and he did message me kind of talking about the deck, basically saying, actually I forget what he said. He said the deck's hard and he was half-assing it for content. And then he does honestly think it's better than the Epic Storm. Yeah, it's not an easy deck to just jump into. Echo is a good draw, but it's nice to see it on a bigger platform. And not that my ego is huge, but it's nice that, you know, like he kind of shouted me out for it. Or I guess I should say it's somewhat frustrating to see like that Mengucci article, and we were laughing about it, that there was no mention of me, or like the way it was written, it was like the deck just came out. So 3, 4. So this is just a gamble for LED. All right, hit the pedal. So we still have a land drop, still 4 life, so we can tap an Ancient Tomb. We're fairly likely to win here. That should do it. So we can play Bergie up the Simeon, right? Then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're just dead anyways. I was thinking of a pier, but we don't even have to pier. Don't even have to pier here. But I'm glad. I mean, I would love to see him play it more. Don't even have to crack LED. Like, you can listen, you have the benefit when you're playing this deck of people not knowing that you're playing it. you can keep slower hands. It does take a lot of reps. Mostly because the deck is so reliant on making sound mulligan decisions. You don't know how to mulligan a deck that you haven't played a lot, right? So Stoneblade, we saw Delver too, and Wasteland and Daze, so it's like, it's basically just Delver. I mean, some hands can't, you know? And you just kind of have to accept that. But usually, it's at least like double action. Like, I can play through 1 Force Will, but not a second. At the same time, it's not like you're just winning if it gets through, because they forced 1. Now your second Echo goes through, but now you don't have any mana, and they have 7 cards. And you go again, but the idea is hopefully you accumulate enough permanence, or have enough mana wound up and left over that you can relay and just bury them with that. And then sometimes they have to mulligan to 6 or 5 because they know they have to have a force, and then you have, all it takes is what, an Ancient Tomb and 2 grids in your hand. But it can be frustrating sometimes because some hands just aren't good against blue. Like, this is fine. I wish they weren't on Wasteland, but what happened? They mulligan a bunch? They did. See? See? And then sometimes they just mulligan to 3 and scoop. Oh, man. This is super slow, but I'm going to keep it. They mulled to 6. Okay. So I'm fine with this hand against Delver. That's pretty good. I still think I want to go Shatterskull pass. When I say Shatterskull pass, I mean Shatterskull the Hammer pass. And keep in mind, when I look over there, it means I'm looking at you. Because that's where my chat is. So I like instinctively, if I'm talking to you, look over there. So. try it again. We could go for something, but I think I'd rather not yet. Alright, they get Delirium. Don't really want to see Wasteland. Yep. Both. I was really hoping to walk into some more mana. Even like lands, you know? Since we've gotten double Wastelanded. I guess at this point we play a value relay, right? I have 4 cards. Like a third Wasteland is gonna fuck us. And waiting doesn't necessarily help anymore. They're F6th. Don't do that to me. I'm taking it. I'm taking the bait. I don't care. I'm taking the bait. Plus, it's not even guaranteed here, but we're gonna live life on the edge. We're gonna get there, and we're just gonna go. We're just gonna fucking go. Oh, baby. Just go! This is what you came here for, right? Okay. Now it's time to get serious. Now that's a 1-1. I don't know if you knew that, OP, but it's a 1-1. Let's play the LED. Play the opal. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6. If we try to horn, we can't relay if they counter it. I mean, relay just wins the game. We're at 14. We have so much on board. But it's boring. Like, I want to horn. And then if they counter it, we can still echo again. But let's, I mean, we'll do the responsible thing. Yep. Used to play Legacy when blue-white countertop was the best thing ever. Then they banned top. It just recently got back into it. Oh, cool. Does Coveted Jewel and foil not exist on Moto? It doesn't exist, period. Which is fucked up, if you ask me. Like, it's bullshit. But that's the truth. Alright, their best play is kill Bergie. This one. These? Okay. That's not gonna cut it. Deal. Now you're dead. Play this Bergie. Play this opal. Play this petal. Play this Moonsilver Key. Activate this Moonsilver Key. Go get Lion's Eye Diamond. Play Lion's Eye Diamond. Make some mana. Play... I guess they're dead, right? Aww. But I want to do it this way. Alright, I'll just kill him. Kill him for the Exacxies. See? Beating up on Delver. So I was really hoping to draw at least like a red card that we could imprint. Chromox was among the worst draws, for sure. I'm actually just going to play into Surgical. They only play so many surgical, and it's not even like our main game plan here. I really want to be able to empty with Echo back up. There we go. Not going to get greedy. Like, you could Rite of Flame off the pedal, and then you get one more Storm, and then no imprint on both Chrome Moxen. So Fluster is fine. Not fine, it's annoying, but not the end of the world. Still get a lot of Goblins, but I have to sit there and figure out, like, which ones. So we have 4 mana. Should be able to save 4 of these, right? So any one but these 2. So we have 4 mana, so I can just pay for the for these 4. Okay, got it. Do I want to pay for that one, though? Do I want to pay and make 8 Goblins or 6 and keep the blue source? They could also have days. Yep. So, Pyroblast, Force. 6 is probably not enough, though, and they might not have days, but this feels bad. Definitely feels bad. No days? Force. Okay. That's good. So they're on 3 cards. Bobble. They have a blocker. 3 for 5. They could play Murktide. Then they take what? 5, 4, 3 is 12 plus 2 and 1 is 15 damage. Meltdown's fine. They are empty-handed. So they're ripping off the top. I like that. We really didn't lose much. We lost a Chrome Mox and a tapped Monolith. Now they have one more draw. Is Meltdown even good? Yes, it is one of their best cards against us. Yep. I'll keep that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. This is pretty good. 2, 3, 4. So this is a relay for 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a relay for 5 with a grid in front of it that puts 4 mana into play. It's pretty good. It is dependent upon this Grim Monolith, but not upon the grid, which is nice. So they can counter this, and we can still relay. Or if they don't counter it, well, we have a grid in play. Not that it's a guarantee that their deck cares about that, and not that it's a guarantee that we draw any action. But we do have a Horn with plenty of extra mana. 2, 4, 5, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be a Horn with 4 mana on top of it. 2 cards off the Horn. If we draw Echo, we pretty much win. If we draw Burning Wish, we have a Pier. Bergie into Pier. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. Okay. Looks like a good matchup. More mana. Alright, so let's go like this. Let's go like this. Go like this. Okay. I'll leave the Opal in exile. I don't want to redraw it if we echo. Not that it matters because we have a horn. But they could Beseju it, so I guess it could matter. Is it worth putting Rite of Flame in my graveyard? Probably. Oh yeah, we want to untap our Monolith. Now we have infinite mana. Hopefully no Beseju. Sweet. Okay. Guess we play this one. Ulamog. You could cast Emrakul, maybe. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, we can't. Uh-oh. One more time. Hey, 420KU, thank you for the gifted sub. Welcome, JKMN Drazi. What the F, man? I guess we lose? It feels so bad. Like so bad. We're almost halfway through our deck. They just let it go. They didn't fall for it. Oh no, they saw it. There it is. Okay, pretty straightforward here. Storm King's Thunder. No. That's the new card? Nope. If I was going to play an effect like that, I would play bonus round, and I don't play bonus round. Okay, so this hand, this might be like just barely keepable. It's really tough though. Just kind of folds to an oof, maybe. Depends. I feel like we can get much better hands. So we bottom key. So now, so they mulled to 6. Do I want to go to LED Echo? Or do I want to keep like a turn 2 Bergie on the draw? I think I want to keep going. I'll keep this. Yep. It's a risky one. Taking a gamble. The 50-50. I told you. Only all in hands, right? Oh, no, it happened again. I keep doing it, man. I keep clicking right after I... We would have hit, too. We would have hit. Well, I guess I play the city out. Let's hope that... I mean, maybe they had endurance. That'd be kind of like a silver lining that would have me not feeling as bad about this. Well... Yep. Damn, man. I've done that like 4 times today. And have never done it on stream otherwise. There's the endurance. Bergie? Yes! Yes. Fucking deafening silence. Actually, I think I'm supposed to hold this for horn. Buckle up. No, I'm not. I'm supposed to play it. Is it collect roof? Ooh. Or wasteland. I don't think it really matters. Hey, got him. Yeah, maybe I am supposed to play towards horn. Like, what are the odds that Bergie gets there, right? I'll try to roll the dice. No wasteland, won that dice roll. Die roll. Okay. Well, enough to have me not playing Bergie yet. 1 mana away. Of course, they could Besiege you. They could force a vigor. So maybe Bergie was the way. This could be a collect roof. No. All it takes is another endurance, though. LED is not bad. Am I supposed to play it? I think so. Yeah. That'll be my blue source for when I start flipping with horn, trying to find the bounce spell. Of course, we're gonna get force of vigor, probably endurance here. Yep. So Bergie beats would have been bad. No, most of what this deck has to offer just crushes Bergie. Uh-oh, it's a Dark Depths. Come on, mana. It's not mana. Definitely not mana, but I'll play it. Okay. So if we draw land, we can go Bergie into horn. If not, we can just play horn out of exile, but we have to use our LED and discard a card. So if we take 2 here, we go to 10. We're going to take 3 more. Go to 7. Then we're presumably going to have to tap this at least one more time. Go to 5. Go to 2 from endurance. That'll be shut off, but we'll have LEDs. So I think we go Bergie. Maybe that was bad. Maybe that was the only chance for us to actually cast horn. We did gain 3. Come on, land. Come on, land. That's fine. Pfft. Again? Gamble, huh? Don't think this is gonna work. We go to 5. Now land doesn't help. Force of vigor. Yep. Very funny deck. Doesn't help either, so we have to hit... Is there any out? We hit our blue source, but it hits Bergie. We could Void Snare next turn, but there's no actual out past that. Void Snare. We did hit it. Now what? I just want to boop it. Boop. Just let me boop it. Another one? Oh no. Pending. Bam! Alright. Well, sometimes you just click somewhere on the screen by accident, you know? But if you've enjoyed this content and you're hungry for more, just go ahead and scroll down. You can see my YouTube. There's a primer. You can donate. There's a write-up from the Leaving Legacy tournament a while back. There's the old primer. Obviously, you can watch some old videos there on Twitch as well, but there's plenty of YouTube content. Maybe I'll make a YouTube out of this today. I don't know, it's kind of scrappy games, but they were certainly fun. But But yeah, next time I should be streaming. Today's Friday, working tomorrow, family thing Sunday. Probably, y'all know, sometimes on Wednesday or Thursday morning I'll stream for a little bit before work. But it's always around 10 a.m. Eastern. But then certainly, at the very least, I'll be here again on Friday next week around 10 a.m. Eastern. Well, thank you, Tony, for chilling. Thanks, everyone, chilling, chatting.